So as we head into 2022, the year of the tiger, I decided that I'd do a countdown of my top 10 favorite tigers of all time. Why do something like this? Well, I am a massive furry. Why not? Don't judge me. I know what you're into. So join me, won't you, as I count down my top 10 favorite tigers of all time. Because as we all know, stripes are always flattering. So at number 10, bringing up the rear, because he is definitely a power bottom, it's Tony the Tiger, because he's great! It's always been hard for me not to love Tony because I actually used to eat Frosted Flakes when I was a little kid. And while I'm not much of a cereal person now, certain circles have shown me that you don't have to enjoy cereal to enjoy Tony the Tiger. With that deep baritone voice? Yes please. Give me a bowl full of that. Hilariously enough, Tony has kind of become a little bit of an icon in certain circles. Not all of them safe for work, as it were. But hey, you created a mascot that kind of goes beyond the pale of popularity. Can't be mad at that. At number 9, it's Tigra from Thundercats. Thunder! 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 Thundercats? Ho! Thundercats, you ho. I did used to watch Thundercats, the original series, back when I was very young. It was always kind of a fun time. I mostly just watched it for the cool kick-ass opening. And so when the, 2011, I think it was, Thundercats series came out, I was all in. A newer adaptation, stories that, could have more detail and improve visuals, yes please, I'm all on board. Unfortunately, the series didn't last beyond one season, but, some of the characters took some time to actually become characters that we could actually love and enjoy. For the most part, Tiger was everything I needed him to be, a beefy piece of meat. And his weapon of choice? It's hard not to have a fetish when it comes to that kind of stuff. Coming in at number 8, it's Hobbs. And mostly just because he's so absolutely sassy. Guy knows how to have fun, he's good with children, he's a ride or die buddy to the end, no matter what. Again, what's not to love about something like that? And while I can't say in good faith that I am the most die-hard, ever-true Calvin and Hobbes fan, you can't not like Hobbes. You just can't. And I mean, when he's not around, Calvin's just going around pissing on stuff. He has to be a good role model then. Coming in at lucky number 7, it's Tigra, one of the absolutely most underrated Marvel characters. I know Marvel has been going more in the direction of White Tiger and all that, and the various different people who have held that mantle, they're aces, they're all good. And you even have the various different incarnations of Tigress over in DC Comics, but Tigra? Oof. I remember Avengers United They Stand, which wasn't the best Avengers series to ever come out, but Tigra was definitely one of my all-time favorites. In skimpy clothings and those stripes on her body, And of course, redheads always have more fun, right? There was just, something very appealing about her. And, not spelled the same way as the other Tigra. Weird how I ended up putting those two close together. Almost like I planned it. Tigra definitely deserves a lot more love in the comics, and I'm all for it. And hey, you get to add MILF to the categories underneath all those porn searches if she becomes more popular. Just saying. With Fists of Fury, she's coming in at number 6. It's Tigress. Obviously the sexier option between her and Tigra. She's fierce, she's determined, she's highly skilled, and, in the immortal words of Spike Spiegel, I love a woman that can kick my ass. I absolutely love the design of Tigress. And it's a design that's kind of overtaken most tiger designs as a whole. Big upper body, powerful arms with which to crush you. And it's always a delight to see her move in any way, shape, or form. The perfect balance to Poe. Her intense nature is an inspiration, and her kindness, something to be marveled at. Coming in at number 5, we're halfway through the list, it's Tigger. Why? Because the wonderful thing about tigers is that he's the only one. A stuffed tiger after my own heart. Yes, I even owned a tiger doll of my own. Not as springy as the original, but still much beloved. There's no way I couldn't give love to this ever adorable plush. Bouncing here and there and everywhere, he might as well have been a gummy bear. And though he tended to cause havoc wherever he would go, especially towards one rabbit, potentially see next year's list for that one, you couldn't not have fun whenever Tigger was around. Hell, he even got a movie based off of him specifically. And while the Tigger movie was not my all-time favorite, it was still a delight that such a lovable character could still have his time in the spotlight. At number 4, it's another savage martial arts tiger combatant. It's Tiger Claw. This guy was so absolutely no nonsense, a mercenary through and through, battle hardened, and kind of ended up taking Baxter Stockman from the 2002 TMNT series' place as the 2012 series' guy who constantly gets body parts cut off of him. From his losing his eye to losing his tail to, well, let's just say the price of his anger cost him an arm. And he was especially interesting as they gave him a backstory with my all-time favorite TMNT character, Allotex, which, a different interpretation of the character. I would love it if they introduced him in the comics and they became rivals or something like that. But the TMNT comics, I need to catch back up on those. I love those comics. They were fantastic. But Tiger Claw, when he was introduced in the 2012 series, he was brutal, he was efficient, and he was ferocious. Honestly, after a certain point, it seemed like he was just going out of after the turtles out of spite, if nothing else. This dude was not to be messed with. Leave it to the turtles to ignore that warning. Alright, this is it. The final 3, it's Shere Khan. Specifically, the Shere Khan from Tailspin. Oh, I gotta tell you, that voice, the conniving way he conducted himself back in the Jungle Book, putting him in this setting just feels so right. I love Tailspin's direction of Baloo being this down on his luck pilot, taking odd jobs here and there where he could. And Shere Khan as this Lex Luthor type business mogul, always working in the shadows, always with a plan, always with a little bit of deception. But he always tended to come out on top. At least from what I could remember. It's been a hot minute since I watched this series. But one thing I always remember is the intimidating way they presented Shere Khan. Whether it's in the jungle or in the business world, always fear Shere Khan. Number 2, oh yeah baby, it's Wrath. Let me tell you something about Wrath, brother. This was one of my all-time favorite additions to Ben 10. You can't not love a character who is essentially based off of Macho Man Randy Savage, with a little bit of inspiration from the Wolverine bub. From Wrath's trash talking to the vicious way he'd use his claws. I love Wrath's debut episode. It is a bountiful amount of fun. Honestly, the only thing that made Wrath less of a delight is when you got to the reboot series and they stopped having John DiMaggio voice him. Dude, John DiMaggio was having so much fun with this character. And don't get me wrong, having D. Bradley Baker voice him, D. Bradley Baker, he's a wonderful voice actor, but he's just not Wrath. You know, he's just not Wrath. Also, the discovery that Wrath was all this time not wearing pants, that's kind of hot. And bringing up the top, it's a true top, Incineroar. The entire reason why I bought Pokemon Sword, I am not lying to you. I specifically bought Pokemon Sword so I could get an Incineroar. That's it. Now, granted, it was a fun as shit game. That was a plus. But I wanted a goddamn Incineroar. Decidueye might have gone for that too, but Incineroar, like I'd already bought the game by then. Like, I mean, dude, my top two splots go to wrestling cats, beefy wrestling cats. Yes, all of my yes. Just give it to me. Give it to me. And I loved the subversion where it's just like, oh, got another fire fighting type. No, he's fire dark. Cause he's a heel. Oh man. I actually used to watch wrestling when I was like younger and stuff like that. Not today. I haven't watched in don't even ask me how long, but I love the concept. I thought he was such a cool design. You know, my favorite color is, as you can see, blue. But I love when black is paired with any color. Just any color. Just makes black so much cooler. And Incineroar, as a character who is mostly black and red, yes. Yes. Give it to me. Oh man. Me and my Incineroar, oof, we went the distance, I tell ya. Like, this is the guy that helped rekindle my love of Pokemon. I was fading out for the series for a while there, which is odd because I've heard so many good things because of Pokemon X and Y. So I was already tempted, but through one character, I'm like, yeah, I'm back into Pokemon once again. And I will always be appreciative to Incineroar. And that's why he's my favorite tiger because, well, I mean, you got me to buy something for like around $50, all because of one character. What more can I say than that? Now, I do want to give an honorable mention to, of course, the tigers from Zootopia. Because, I mean, is anyone else kind of thirsty, or is it just me? And if you've gone to the right sites, you've seen another kind of, bit of tigers ganging up on that gazelle, if you know what I'm talking about. Speaking of other sites, if you know, then you know. Again, I'm just saying. And that's a list of my top 10 tigers of all time. Try saying that 3 times fast. Let me know your list in the comment section below. Is it far off the mark? Do you feel that any of my lists were a little bit off the money? Who would you switch around? I'd delight to hear from you. And, don't call me out on my fetishes, or else I'll call you out on yours. And nobody wants to see that. And if you have any other suggestions for weird and fetish-laden lists, feel free to post them in the comment section below. I'm usually down for just about anything, so let me know. And if you like this video, do all the YouTube stuff. Like, comment, subscribe, bell, all that good stuff. And until next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din. I will see you in the next video. Until then, bye-bye.